Hello, guys. Welcome to another edition of This Week in AEW. I'm your host, Ethan Black, and today we're going to talk about Dark Elevation from December 10th, Dark Elevation from December 12th, Dark from the 13th, and Winter is coming. So we're going to start with the Dark Elevation from December 10th. 4 matches. This was the built before Final Battle. So the opening match, the Kingdom defeated Sal Mascot and Atu Falu. It was pretty much a squash match. The King took over at the end of the match. They hit Muscat with the Proton back to get the victory. And then we get a hype package for the Ring of Honor Women's title match of Final Battle. Fiona says she probably feels herself for the first time in about 8 years. Mercedes Matei says she may have given all the work and what Matei's done for women's wrestling, and she brings up their past and Shimmer. Speaking of Athena, she defeated Maddie Wisconsin by submission via crossface. It was a quick squash match, pretty much. They start the lockup. Then she nails Morawski with an elbow. Morawski rolls off for one, but she, at the end, just took control, hits a fishman, and then, like I said, locks on a crossface for submission win. After the match, she drop kicked her out of the ring and throws her with a running elbow. And then we get a fatal package for the PR title match. Dan Garcia has been with until his career. Now he's more focused. He did it at Final Battle. Then we get Top Flight going against the Factory's Aaron Solo, Nick Camarado. Dante Martin also starts off. Dante hits a catch. Catches a kick, hits a clothesline of the corner. Darius tags in, takes control of the match, and then Nick Camarado hits a stun day. They go back for the match, ends when Dante hits a nosedive on the Factory, and then Darius rolls up Solo to get the win. Not a bad match up there. It was, I probably say, one of the best matches of the night. Then we get a hype package for the TV title match from Final Battle. It was Russell watching Small Joe beat crap out people for years, and he thinks about Joe. Then he brings up his history in Ring of Honor, while Juice proves himself in New Japan for a. Speaking of Juice, he was on hanging Sono. He drops him at the bell, stumps on him, punches him, but Shono fights back. Juice hits a senton that got a 2 count. Sono hits a IC moonsault, then a springboard kick. Hits a kick in the corner, but Juice also fights back, and then at the end of the match, hits a Western Lariat that 2 count, then a pile driver to get the win. So that was Dark Elevation for December 10th. Now let's go into this past Monday, Dark Elevation on December 12th, 5 matches. Emery Sarah, he goes along with Danny B. Not really much a match. Defeats her in minute 40. It was pretty much a squash match. And Sakura hits a crossbody, butterfly batter, and then a neck walks in the next submission for the win. We get our second match. JAS is Matt Menard and Andrew Park. They defeat Zach Mason and Warren Jackson in literally 20 seconds. They wasted no time. They attack their opponents and hit the blade. They're kind of probably say they're basically saying they're putting the tag team division on notice. Then we got our third match. Will Nightingale goes almost for Fixin. Starts off with a walk up. Fixin hits a few kicks to Nightingale, but Nightingale fights back across body, then hits a hip attack. Fixin comes back with a chop block and a DDT and a bunch of right hands. But Nightingale comes back with a hip attack, then super and a spine buster to get the win. In 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Our fourth match, after the match, TJ comes up, attacks Nightingale. They're pretty much beating her down to a Ruby Shoho makes a save. That was setting up the Shoho Mel match for Winter is Coming. And then we got our fourth match, Best Friends. Tremper and Chuck Dudley with Sack Clean and Zane Farro. Barrett and Farro stop the match. And then they exchange submissions. Hits a lyric, Zach Lingus take. He goes after Trent Bretta's midsection, then hits some uppercuts. Bretta hits some open palm strikes. Farrell gets tagged in, but Bretta just nails him down. He tried to take Chuck Taylor, but then he knocks him off the apron. Bretta hits a snap suplex before Best Friends put the match to bed with strong 0. Gets to win in 3 minutes. It was Dark's pretty much a squash. All these were squash matches, but Zach Clean left his partners after the match. The Best Friends gave him a hug. The fifth and final match of the event, a trios match, the Varsity Athlete, that's Tony Nese and Josh Woods, with Trustbusters Ari Davari to go against Chaos Project, that's Luther Zambretico and Brandon Cutler. Luther and Josh Woods lock up to get the match started before Woods hits a modified dragon screw. It's Frozen McCoy hits a splash. Luther comes back with a boot, takes in Serpentico. Luther slams Serpentico on the Woods, then he take in Brandon Cutler. Luther slams Cutler on the Woods, and before they and Serpentico delivered triple air point to their opponents, Woods hits a suplex on Ari Davari, who hits a neck breaker on Serpentico. Then he takes in Nice. took over Sam to go for a bit, and then they were in control until Cutler gets a tag. He hits a later in a flying knee and a Manhattan drop and a bunch of elbows. That only got a 2 count. Cutler tried to go for his Coin spray. Mark Sterling grabs out his hand. Tony Nese takes a finish, holds it in. He tries to spray Cutler, but moves away. So Sterling, or Nese got sprayed with the co-spray. Cutler did roll the Nese, but only got a 2 count. Sam Practical gets back in the match when Nese hits him with a thumb to the throat. Ari Daivari gets tagged in, fires out, hits their finisher. That's like that ankle slam neck break combo. Daivari calls up a frog splash to get the win. In 5 minutes, 20 seconds. Fun little main event to close out this week's Dark Elevation. So let's go to AEW Dark. December 13th, this was taped back in November 4th by Atlantic City, New Jersey. 5 matches. Tay Mello goes one with Miranda Fonne. I'm not sure. Not really a match. Mello shoves her. Fonne pushes her back. Mello hits a knee and then walks in a full body submission for the win. Squash. That's all I can say. Second match, trios match, we get the Factories, QT Marshall, Cole Carter, and Lee Johnson go with Joe Keys, LSG, and Chris Steeler. Johnson and Steeler start the match for a lockup. Johnson some stops, then a suplex. He takes in Cole Carter. Cole Carter hits him with a choke slam. Joe Keys gets the match, but gets hit with a drop kick by Cole Carter. QT Marshall gets in the match, hits a right hand. Basically, they take control. Match ends when the Factory hits a triple diamond cutter. I believe it was Joe Keys for the win. The Factory keeps getting the wins here on Dark. Match number 3, Zach Klein goes one with Steve Penta. They welcome it to match Dark. Hits an Owen. Klein poses to the fans. Panina comes back with a jawbreaker. Klein pretty much hits a parasite and a Fishman buster to score the win. Match number 4, Kip Sabian goes one with Tony Deppen. They lock up before they exchange submissions. Hits a Laker. Tony Deppen comes back with a leg sweep. Integrated Deppen to the outside. Throws him in and hits a drop kick. He goes for Metro, but hits a net, but Tony Deppen bursts for the roll. That only got 2 count. Then Devin hits a double foot stomp. Also with Norway suplex, but only got 2 count. And then Sabian system to the outside, hits a hybrid IAC moonsault, and throws in and hits a psycho drop for the win. I say this is the best match of the night there. If you hadn't time to check out Dark, that was the match I would check out. 5th and final match to the main event, tag team action, the Trustbusters, GSK and Slim J goes against Eddie Kingston Ortiz. Slim J and Eddie Kingston did start the match, but Slim J rolls to the outside. Ortiz chases him. That sends Slim J back in the ring. Basically tries to piss off makes Kingston mad. Kingston rips his shirt off, hits a chop, takes in Ortiz. They go back and forth. Ortiz hits a suplex, takes in Kingston. Kingston hits a belly suplex. Takes Ortiz back in. He hits a splash. But Slim. And then locks in the stretch. But GSK breaks up, chokes Ortiz with his tail with the referee was distracted. Slim J hits a flatliner, then takes in GSK. GSK beats down Ortiz for a bit and takes back in Slim J, but Ortiz hits a lariat, then makes take to Eddie Kingston. He hits an Explorer on GSK, one for a 2 count. It goes at cover, but Slim J breaks it up. Ortiz takes it, hits a boot. Kingston gets a take back and walks in the stretch bump for the win. Fun little match there. Nice for Eddie Kingston. Ortiz gets the wins on Dark. And after the match, Kingston hits Slim J with a DT and locks him in the stretch plum. So that is AEW Dark for December 13th. Now let's go to Winter is Coming from December 14th. So the opening match, the 4th match of the best of 7 series. It's Trios Gym Death Triangle with 2 wins. Goes against the Elite with 1 win. Nick Jackson and Pentagon to start the match off. Pentagon to try to go for the Fear Pattern, but Nick Jackson escapes. And a break takes Matt Jackson in the match. Elite keeps making quick takes it. But Nick Jackson also when he ran the ropes, twisted his ankle, he got sent to the back. Phoenix dives on the Omega on the outside. As we go to commercial, we come back. Matt Jackson escapes cage from Phoenix. Hits a bunch of Northern Light suplexes that involves Pentagon Jr. as well. Matt makes a hot take to Kenny Omega. Him and Pac go back and forth. Hits a second moonsault that got a 2 count. Phoenix and Pac they get fight off there. Well, Omega fights off Phoenix and Pac. Pentagon comes in, stops a V-trigger attempt. Omega was trying to go for the Terminate drive, but Pac trips him up and hits a springboard cutter and a boot in the corner. Omega tags with a Matt Jackson. Pentagon hits him with a Fear Factor on the apron. Lucha Brothers start double teaming Omega. Phoenix hits a frog splash for a 2 count. Nick Jackson hobbles his way back. He gets a tag, goes control. But at the end of the match, Nick tries to go for a super kick. Ray Phoenix dodges it, catches him. Pentagon hits him with the hammer, falls up with a knee bar, and Nick Jackson had no choice but to tap out. Death Triangle gets their third win in 14 minutes and 35 seconds. This match was excellent. I would recommend checking this out. I give this a 9 out of 10. So yeah, this is one of the 2 matches that I would go out and recommend. So after the match, Death Triangle was heading to the send it back to him. I get on the mic, say he was about to set a message. Death Triangle, he says a 3-1 is that, but the next match he suggests the hammer be legal. But since they have used it much, not only hammers should be legal, make all weapons. Basically, say it's a no DQ match. He asked the fans if they wanted it. They cheered. He said this probably wasn't formatted, so he signs off. So we found out next week it will be a no DQ match. If they go to match 6, it'll be false count anywhere. And if they go to match 7, which it'll be a ladder match. Then we go backstage. Alex Marvez is with the world champ MJF. He says everyone's room for Ricky Starks, and they're calling last week a star-making performance. He said the first time he would appear in Dynamite, he was already a star. Battles of health, hits and no misses. MJF says 26. He's the most tolerable person in the business and a star maker, which I mean, he's not fully lying. He starts to make Starks. It's heartbreaking, so he doesn't care, and all that matters. He said all that matters is if you're the AEW World Champ or not. He said he was born down in Stars and everybody else on this planet. He's already the man who has a diamond down the ring. He's won it 3 years in a row. He said also that everybody in the world wants to see Starks win the big one, ask if he can do it or he'll let everyone down. It's how you'll find what happens when the pressure is applied to the pebble and it will turn a diamond or into dust. Great ball from MJF there. The AEW World Tag Champs the Acclaim were making their way to the ring. Matt Castle was doing freestyle, but they got attacked by Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, Sanjay Dutt, and Satnam Singh. Did some bones over the timekeeper's table. And then Matt Castle get hit with the Darren Miller, and Jeff Jarrett said, listen. And then he said, sister those slap nuts. I will admit that probably was pretty funny, but honestly, I do not want to see Jay Lethal or Jeff Jarrett as AEW World Tag Team Champs. Then we go backstage. Tony Schiavone is with the Jericho Creation Society. He brings up the Jericho tapped out to the giant swing and losing the Ring of Honor World title to Claudio Castagnoli at Final Bout. And if you haven't seen Final Bout, that's one of the matches I would recommend going to check out. That one in the AEW World the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Top Dog Collar match. Chris Jericho calls the move barbaric and should be banned. He'll take on his frustrating some jobber on his road to reclaim the Ring of Honor World title. He calls Castagnoli like a flash something like Joe Exotic and Ricky Starks. Then Schiavone starts about asking Daniel Garcia about losing the title to Wheeler Yuta. Jericho talks on his behalf and he says he'll let him down, needs a little more experience. If not, he should shout his elder and Sammy Guevara. He said he'll start on Friday as he'll kick Jock Moxley's ass on Rampage. Our second match, Jungle Boy Jack Perry goes one with 1/3 of the new Ring of Honor 6-man tag champs Brian Cage. Cage tackles Jack Perry, picks him up, but Perry hits a head scissors, then a Hurricane Rana. But his neck was still giving it, so Brian takes advantage and starts whipping him in the corners for hits a superplex. He does bicep curls, and then he throws him back as they go to pitcher and pitcher. We come back. He tried to go for a drill call, but Perry versus for a roll. That way got a 2 count. Hits a super kick. He tries to go for something like it's later with a clothesline. Cage puts him on his shoulder. Perry hits a Canadian Destroyer. Locks in the snare trap. Prince Allen was distracting Aubrey Edwards. Cage was tapping out. At the end of the match, Perry rolls him up to get the win in 8 minutes and 20 seconds. This was an alright match. I give it 5 out of 10. After the match, Jack Perry gets on the mic, tells all the Giants he's beat Luchasaurus and Brian Cage, so he calls out Big Bill. Stokely Hathaway comes out instead. He said, and Perry was trying to rush him, but Lee Moriarty and Big Bill from the firm attack him. So they said there should be music and says "Rest in Peace, New Jack." They take it to the ring, keep that until the FTW champion Hulk makes split and chases the firm away. Then he helps Jack Perry up. We go backstage to the back. Unlike how John Moxley said they were going to make a statement of final bout as Yuta and Tessman both won the world title and pure title. He also brings up choking Konosuke Takeshita unconscious. That was last week at Rampage. I would recommend go checking that match out. Based that small statement, what they do in 2023, they are putting everyone on notice. He said there's one last round of Stomp out and Sammy Guevara, and he could probably do it on Rampage. Then he tells Sammy Page where to find to bring his Dark Order buddies with them. When you feel Patch Rush worse, Strickland tells Keith Lee he gave him everything and threw it away, but next week's in to go face to face. He doesn't have fame or friends in this bitch, just affiliates. Then we get our third match. House of Black goes against the Factories, QT Marshall, Eric Solo, Cole Carter. This was a squash. House. They come from the match. Nick Cumberland goes Julia Hart's straight for a two-pick. We got sprayed with the Black Miss. Carter and John's got labeled Buddy Matthews. The bell rings. House of Black surrenders. QT and Malachi hits a Black Mass and Marshall for the win in 25 seconds. Then we get a promo for next week's women's title match between champion Jamie Hayter and Hikaru Shida. Then Renee Paquette's backstage with Baker and Rebel. Baker tells her how much she defeated Shida before Sky Blue interrupts and challenges for a match on Rampage this Friday. Our fourth match, Chris Jericho's one with Action Andrade. Master Andrade, I'm not 100% sure how he says that. Jericho starts the match by slapping him across the face, but Action smacks him back. Basically, Jericho hits him with a Death Valley Driver. He goes for a KO breaker. Somehow only got a 2 count. That gets us to a break. After the break, Action hits a bunch of clotheslines and neck breaker. He goes for a split moonsault, but Jericho puts his knees up. He tries for juice effects, but Action dodges it, rolls him up for a 2 count. Hits a springboard moves on the outside. Tries to go for a dive, but Jericho catches him with a loss of Jericho, but he rolls him up from another 2. Then hits a draw kick and a running shooting star press to get the shocking win. It was a shocking win. In 9 minutes and 35 seconds, I give this 6 out of 10. This is the AEW's version of the 1-2-3 Kid Razor Ramon area. Fun little match. As we found out after the match that he was actually was signed to AEW. Then we go backstage to Ricky Starks. How it's fitting that he's getting a world title shot in his backyard. It's been a long road for him to get here. So when he broke his neck, he told me he had no option other than to win the AEW World title. He's paid dues for the last 11 years. He's been telling people that since day one. He says no one gives a crap about MJF, but they do care about him stomping MJF's ass tonight. So he has a lot of people looking at him, but MJF says it might be a joke. He's fun. He said he's going to prove to everybody why he's the coldest, most stylish anyone's ever seen. Then we get a field package as for FTR and the Guns, as the FTRs, they got their attention now. Then we see Jericho backstage destroying everything. He's the Ocho for going to his locker room. Our fifth match, Ruby Soho goes home with Tate Mello. Ruby Soho was on the apron. Tate Mello attacks her on the apron, starts on the outside. So Soho hits 3 back-to-back suplexes for a 2 count. He has no future. She has no future, but Mello rolls to the outside, starts into the back. Mello takes over to DT on the ramp to go to commercial. We come back from break. Well, Soho keeps sitting Tate Mello into the turnbuckle face first. Hits an STO for a 2 count. Mello comes back with a pump kick and a dash top powder for a 2. Soho blocks it to KO and hits a destination for the win in 7 minutes and 25 seconds. Not a bad match. I give it about 3 out of 10. And after the match, NJ attacks Ruby Soho. And then we go backstage. He's with Adam Page, but John got for John Moxley. He gives an update on his health before talking about how he was not about Moxley in Cincinnati on October 18th. He was able to answer all the questions. Was what his son's name was. And for the whole hour, he didn't know, and asked him he wants it, he'll go with them. So our 6th match, our main event for the AEW World title in the Diamond Down ring, MJF defends both against Ricky Starks. They start off the matchup with a face-off. And MJF mocks the Ricky Stark pose. They go back and forth. Uh, he works on the Reds Stars for the commercial. We come back from break. He gets a hip toss and a lariat. Lays up both men. Uh, he tried to go for something, but it hits a Liger bomb. But MJF kicks out. MJF blocks a Ram Band show attempt before they trade roll ups. They go back and forth, and MJF hits a thumb in the eye. Stars comes back with a spear. He fails to bend because he was holding his arm. When he finally does, MJF kicks out and then walks in the salt of the earth. He holds back his other arm and one of his legs for Starks puts his free leg on the rope for a rope break. They go back for counters, and JF pushes the ref out of the way, and he kicks Starks in the low downstairs and hits him and rolls him up for the win in 15 minutes and 50 seconds. For the fourth year in a row, MJF is the Diamond Ring holder. I give this match 8 out of 10. This is the other match I would recommend go checking out. Now after the match, as MJF was into the back, he gets stopped by Bryan Danielson, who chases MJF for the crowd. As MJF hits all the way to the top of the arena, he gets and points to MJF in his world title. So that'll be a match we see down the road. So this looks like a good Dynamite. I would recommend going checking out. So now we go to, I'll give you the Friday Night Rampage card for December 16th. Tonight, Jon Moxley goes on with Sami Zayn. Sammy Guevara, my apologies. Britt Baker goes on with Sky Blue. Wardlow is in action. And then an 8-man tag team match, the Best Friends, All-Atlantic Champ Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor teams up with Dustin Rhodes, go against Kip Sabian, Trent Seven, The Butcher, and The Blade. So next week's that Wednesday night Holiday Bash 2022, we got a no DQ fifth match best 7 series. Trio Team Death Triangle with 3 wins, go against the League with 1 win. Jimmy here defends the women's title against Sakura Shida. And FTR goes against the Guns in tag team action. So that is Slaysham this week at AEW. I'm your host, Eden Black. We will see you next week. Good night.